Hey guys, Alexis here with What the Fertility. Thanks for checking out my vlog today. Today I've got a guest star for the vlog, Miss Lola. She wanted to hang out and be a part of the vlog, at least for a little while. So Lola, say hi to everyone. Hi. She's so cute. She's my baby right now. Today's vlog is going to be about frequently asked fertility questions. Because of my blog and Facebook and emails, I get a ton of questions every day, and I try to answer them all, but I figure if someone's asking, then maybe more people want to know. So I'm going to read some of the questions that I've gotten. The first one is, where are you now in the TTC process? And TTC is trying to conceive, for those that don't know. Where are we in the TTC process? Basically, we are just a couple weeks away from doing our third round of IVF. Very, very excited and hopeful for this one. After our last round, when we discovered our eggs had some chromosomal abnormalities, we decided to take 3 months and try to get my eggs as healthy as possible, which has meant the supplements, the eating clean, the relaxing, all that good stuff. So we're praying that in this third round we'll see some significant improvement. So there's where we are, a couple weeks now, and we'll be starting with those shots and those needles again. All right, a lot of people ask me, why don't you just get a surrogate? And that's a great question, but the answer is really simple, is I actually don't need a surrogate. I could be somebody's surrogate. I can carry a baby, no problem. That's not the issue. The issue is getting a healthy egg to make a healthy baby. So if someone were to say, can you be my surrogate? I absolutely could. I could carry your baby to full term and it would be healthy. But the problem for us is that we can't make a healthy embryo for me to carry. Does that make sense? So thank you. I've actually gotten a couple offers from women who have said they would be my surrogate, and that is just beyond generous and kind. Thank you so much. We actually don't need that, but thank you very much. All right, have you considered donor eggs or donor embryo? Yes, we've considered both. Donor eggs are basically, because my egg quality is so poor, we would get an egg from another woman. You can kind of like pick her out, kind of like dating somebody that maybe looks like me, or not looks like me, is similar to me. Maybe we have the same interests, maybe, you know, same height, same color, same ethnicity, that sort of a thing. They mix it with Gabe's sperm, and then from there we have a baby, and it's our baby, except for biologically, yes, but it's not really mine technically. Gabe and I, that's just really not an option for us. We kind of feel like it's like all or nothing. Like, we obviously don't have a problem with adoption, but I don't know. I know a lot of people do the donor eggs, but to me it just doesn't feel right. So we've talked about doing a donor embryo, which is when you get an embryo from another couple, totally random. That way it's like adoption, but from conception. So the embryo would be implanted, and then I could make sure that during the pregnancy I'm eating right, being healthy, not smoking, all those things that you would want for yourself. So that's definitely an option. We're not going to go there just yet, because right now, while there is a slight possibility that I may be able to have my own biological child, I don't want to take up this prime real estate for at least a year plus with another baby, then plus, afterwards, because I'm not getting any younger. That's what my doctor says. So that's an option for down the road, maybe in like a year from now or something. We'll see. I don't know. Things could always change. All right. How's it going with adoption? Everyone is asking me that question, and it's going good. Like I said, it's a really long and difficult process. But we just did our home study, which is basically when an adoption agency comes into your house and they ask us a million questions, and then they look at our home to make sure that it's safe for a child. A lot of the things we talked about were things that, like, obviously will change once we have a baby that's walking around, like, putting the safety handles on the doorknobs or the cabinets, putting chemicals out of reach, those sorts of things, which obviously we'll do. You don't need to do them right away when you have a newborn. So those are some of the things. And, you know, it's really kind of crazy because you're forced to ask yourself a lot of these questions that you probably think of but never maybe have actually like verbalized or totally like gone through with your partner about discipline and parenting and values. I don't know, maybe you just kind of assume, but we've been forced to talk about these things, which are really great. But on the other hand, it's also kind of weird because I feel like, I mean, Gabe and I think we're going to be awesome parents. And it's so hard when I know that there's women out there that are not awesome parents. They're bad parents, parents that like beat their children and abuse them, and not you, baby. And, you know, do really awful things. And like, obviously they don't have to answer all those questions. So it's kind of hard because, you know, in a perfect world, we just have our own child and we'd raise it the way we want to. We wouldn't have to answer to someone and be scrutinized and questioned and all that. But obviously it's worth it in the end because, you know, the goal is to have a child and to be parents, and if that's the road we're taking, then that's the road we'll take. Okay, so the next step with the adoption is basically we fill out more paperwork and then we do a couple more visits from the agency, and then we go to the part where someone would look at our profile and hopefully pick us. It feels like dating, to tell you the truth. Like, you know, we make this profile that tells who we are, what we like to do, you know, like running on the beach pictures, that sort of thing. And then a birth mom would select us. So, but of course we would select the birth mother as well. It's got to be a mutual thing, just like dating. I mean, you really are getting in a relationship after all, a lifelong relationship. All right, another question I get all the time is, when will the episode of The Doctors air? And at this moment, there is no air date on schedule. They just premiered their brand new season, so most likely it'll be sometime this month, but we still don't know. They put their calendar out like a week at a time. So I'll let you know as soon as we know. We're gonna go back on next week to film another episode. So that'll probably air like a month after the first one airs. So we're really excited, and you know, most importantly, I'm like really excited to just get the word out about fertility. I always call it fertility, not infertility. It's like a mind game or mind trick I use. But I just feel like people need to talk about it. People need to know that millions of women and families are like suffering from this and dealing with it. And the more you talk about it, the less stigma it has and the easier it is, because half of the whole thing is the emotional part. And if people don't know how to deal with it or what you're even talking about, then it makes it that much more difficult. Okay, I always get asked if I am still on TV. As probably most of you know, I've had a 10-year career on air hosting and anchoring and reporting from Phoenix to San Diego and now here in LA. And yes, I'm still working at Fox. I'm a freelancer. So that basically means is they call me when they need me based on like vacation schedules and who's off and that sort of thing. And they haven't needed me in a couple weeks, which to be honest is okay, because right now there's just a lot going on with the adoption and with getting ready to start another round of IVF, and it's stressful. And then you add work onto that, which it's a lot, 10 to 12 hour days and sitting in traffic for like 2 hours each way. It can be really stressful. So I think it's good. I'm having this little break and I'm really enjoying it. I'm relaxing a lot. I'm sleeping like 10 to 12 hours every single night, which is so good for me. I'm exercising. I'm spending time with the people and the dogs who make me happy. So I think it's good. I feel like I'm in a good place. Of course, like I hope to have a full-time gig back on TV at some point. But for right now, I think that it's okay to focus on this, and I'm okay with that too. Okay, and then the last question is how is Gabe handling all of this? Well, Gabe is awesome. I mean, if you're gonna go through something difficult like this, you better make sure you have a rock solid partner, and he totally is. He is there for me 1,000,000%. I mean, he's such a great guy and such a great husband, and I'm so thankful for him. while he doesn't want to be a part of this, the on camera, the blogging, the vlogging, that sort of a thing, it's just not his personality. We're like totally opposite. He's super supportive of my endeavors because he can see that in doing this and sharing my experience and talking about it, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I'm not alone and there's a community, and he's really supportive of it. So he's doing good. We're both hanging in there. We're just seriously, every day we wake up and we're like, okay, we're one step closer to becoming parents somehow. It's been almost 2.5 years. 2.5 years we've been going through this, and we're just so incredibly ready to hold that baby in our arms. And we know that it's coming soon. We actually just the other day said that from now on, when we talk about this last round of IVF, we are going to talk as though it's going to work. It is certainly going to work. I will be pregnant, that my eggs will be perfect or much better. The quality will have improved. I mean, you just have to have that mind frame. And it's hard because when you've heard no so many times in this process, you kind of let your mind go there so you're not as hurt when you do hear no. But let me tell you, it's just as painful if you prepare yourself as if you didn't, because either way, it's not what you wanted to hear. So we're going to be super positive, and we do appreciate all the prayers and support and the love and the messages. I read them all, and so does he. And it's very inspiring. So thank you guys. I'm launching whatthefertility.com next week, and it's going to be a super interactive website because I really want the fertility community to be a part of it with me. So I can't wait to share that with you and tell you how you can get involved. So in the meantime, I think we're going to take Lola out for a little walk here. Was that fun? That was so fun. Thanks for joining us for What the Fertility. And if you have topics or questions or ideas, please send them my way. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much, guys. Sending you baby dust. Bye.